How's it going? You like jazz? Well, bees make it possible, along with peanuts, almonds, and every jar of Justin's nut butter. Protecting bees has always been central to Justin's mission, and now it's time to take the next step, delivering honey itself straight from the hive to the customer. Today, I'm going to explain why Justin should enter the honey market as its next product. To introduce our team members, my name is Jack. We have Gabriel, Owen, Sam, and Grayson. So, the product categories that we analyzed were honey, almond milk, toaster pastries, potato chips, and sunflower seeds. The decision framework, where we came to the conclusion that honey was the best option, was based off of market attractiveness, brand fit, financial attractiveness, and operational feasibility. Now, I'm going to pass it off to Gabriel to start us off with operational feasibility.
All right, awesome. Thank you, Jack. So let's dive into why honey is the most operational, feasible option for Justin's. First, seamless integration. Honey can use the exact same squeeze pack format that Justin's already produces for its nut butter. That means that Justin's existing distribution channels, packaging partners, and quality control systems will all be ready to go on day one. There's no need to reinvent supply relationships or set up new distribution systems because the foundation is going to be already in place for them. Second, minimal processing. Unlike almond milk, which requires new liquid production technology, or toaster pastries, which need freezing and specialized machinery, honey requires almost no new equipment to get started. It's a very unrefined product. Justin's current filling lines are already compatible. This makes honey the low-cost launch that avoids unnecessary capital expenditures. So next, I want to talk about infrastructure and that higher reward. Beyond the technical side of things, Justin also has what we call an existing bee infrastructure. That doesn't mean it's a physical equipment. It means that it's the credibility and partnerships Justin's already has. So they've already invested in pollinator health initiatives and built relationships with organizations like the National Honey Board and Xerces Society. These connections give Justin a strategic head start in sourcing, storytelling, and consumer trust, so they'll already be ready to go. Finally, honey represents a low-risk, high-reward operation because it requires no major production changes. Justin's can scale their products quickly, maintain efficiency, and minimize operational risks by just going with honey. In other words, honey offers a fast path to the market to get their products on the stores without stretching Justin's supply chains. Of course, there are some trade-offs, so we'll go over them now. Almond milk and toaster pastries both compete in larger, faster-going categories. That's just a fact. Almond milk is rapidly growing, and toaster pastries are very popular with new consumers. So on paper, they might look appealing, but the reality is different. Entering almond milk would require Justin's to invest in a completely new production technology, from liquid processing to refrigeration to packaging suppliers. The whole thing gets messed up. Toaster pastries present similar challenges like flash freezers, frozen storages, and then all those refrigerated trucks as well. Both categories would force Justin's to redesign its entire supply chain, which would add a significant amount of time, operational risk, and cost to the entire equation. Honey completely avoids these pitfalls. By using current equipment, packaging, and distribution channels, Justin's can launch with minimal disruption to their already existing supply chain while still entering a billion-dollar market. In short, almond milk and pastries may look attractive from a distance, but operationally, the risk carries far less feasible than regular honey. So I'm going to hand it off right to Sam real quick so he can talk about market attractiveness.
Thanks, Gabriel. Yeah, so honey is a very attractive category for us. It's about a $1.23 billion market. It's growing at a little over 5% per year. So it's not just a fad. There's a steady demand here. The cool thing is no single brand really owns it. With private label, it's an extremely fragmented market. With private label and small players taking up most of the shares, that means that the door's wide open for Justin's to step in and grab some market shares without having to go head to head with these giant competitors. So the fact that honey's market is so fragmented is actually a huge win for us. Since there isn't just one big brand dominating, we could come in with a premium product and instantly stand out. Justin's already has this reputation for, this organic and natural food. So people are willing to pay a little bit more for something that they trust. On top of that, honey gives us such solid margins, better than a lot of the other categories that we looked at. The costs they are actually pretty reasonable. around 1.45 million in capital expenditures and $450,000 a year in operating costs, which is way more manageable than something like almond milk, for example. And then if you add in our packaging strengths like squeeze packs, we've got a really clear way to differentiate ourselves in this space. So when you stack honey up against these other categories, the trade-offs really do stand out. Take almond milk, for example. Yeah, it's bigger and it's growing faster, but the cost to get in is just way too massive. We need over $4 million in capital expenditure and more than $1 million in startup costs. And on top of that, the space is already locked down by companies like Silk and Almond Breeze. It's tough to see how Justin's could really break through in that market. And then you've got toaster pastries. It's kind of the same story. It's super high cost just to play the game, and the market's basically owned by Pop Tarts and Pillsbury. Even if we spent the money, it'd just be an uphill battle from there to break into that market. Sunflower seeds do look a little easier to enter since the investment's lower, but the market itself is just way smaller. Even if we did grab a good share within the sunflower market, it would take a lot more to move the needle as much that honey would. That's why honey feels like the right choice here. It's the right balance. It's steady growth, manageable investment, and way better alignment with Justin's brand and what consumers are already trust with us. And now I'm gonna move it on to Owen, talk about brand fit.
Thank you, Sam. I'm going to be going over why we think honey fits Justin's brand most. Justin's always been known for its clean organic products serving health-conscious customers. By adding honey, we double down this reputation and show consistency with our brand image. We also want to make sure our customers know that our honey is ethically sourced and we are staying true to Justin's true principles. Next off, we believe that honey complements the current snack portfolio of Justin's, pairing perfectly with the nut butter and current snacks, creating tremendous cross-selling opportunities. Honey also supports Justin's, it supports the environment, and we promote responsible beekeeping and protecting colony stress. And all in all, honey isn't just a product. It's the way we want to extend Justin's commitment to a better planet. Of course, with choosing honey, there are some trade-offs that must be considered. Some may argue that sunflower seeds or chips could broaden the presence of Justin's snack aisle presence. And we believe that honey is more important because it can expand on what we've already built on. And it wouldn't be smart to expand because it's not authentic for us. That's why honey is the better choice and will carry the brand forward. Now I'm going to be passing it off to Grayson to talk about financial attractiveness.
Thanks, Owen. So to begin, honey does take the cake with MPV and payback period. Its MPV is the highest at 5.5 million, and its payback period is the shortest at 2.2 years. So we get cash back sooner than other peer projects. Starts with less risks thanks to the second lowest launch cost, slightly below almond milks, and profitability stays strong with that 20.87% cumulative net income margin and a competitive IRR. This leads to net value, speed, and lower upfront costs, which makes honey the strongest overall package. Moving on, here's what choosing honey means in practice. Honey lets us price for value and still protects profits because it carries a larger than 20% margin. So promotions can be targeted instead of constant discounting. With that 2.2-year payback and that second lowest launch cost, cash comes back by early year 3, funding marketing, capacity tweaks, and the next launch while limiting downside. Now, like the other predecessor slides, there are some trade-offs, primarily in sunflower seeds and potato chips. Sunflower seeds does have a higher IRR, which means there's better capital efficiency and a bigger cushion versus hurdle rate, which is useful when capital is scarce or risk is higher. Honey still does win though, because it has a very high MPV and a competitive IRR. Pertaining back to potato chips, a higher margin means more profit per dollar of sales, giving room for trade spend and protection against cost swings. Honey does win overall though, and is the best overall package because of its MPV and payback, and its margin is above 20%. Now I'm going to pass it back to Gabriel to wrap everything up.
Awesome. Thanks for the overview of the financials, Grayson. And I'm just going to make this crystal clear. To conclude, Justin should enter the honey category. That's it. Honey delivers the highest MPV and fastest payback period, making it the strongest financial option. Operationally, it's low risk and cost effective, using the same squeeze pack design and current distribution channels without requiring any new machinery or technology to be built. The honey market itself is attractive. It's $1 billion industry. It's growing steadily and fragmented. It's very fragmented with lots of players and no dominant one, giving Justin's a real room and niche to compete in. And then most importantly, it's the best fit for Justin's brand identity. It reinforces the company's commitment to organic, sustainable products and ties directly into pollinator initiatives. And it also complements all of Justin's existing nut butters, like its honey peanut butter already. So across all 4 criteria, financial, operations, market attractiveness, and brand fit, honey ranks at or near the top. It's the most balanced, scalable, and authentic choice for Justin's next product launch. Thank you. That's it.